Good Saturday evening. I am certified meteorologist Nick Kelly checking in on this October 12th of 2019. We had our first freeze of the season with lows this morning dropping back into the upper 20s and lower 30s. Thankfully, we rebounded nicely today. We'll continue our warming trend as we go into next week with a few storm systems that we will continue to keep an eye on. Let's look back on our day, though, like we always do, from Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. It was a quiet start this morning, but widespread frost and a good freeze for many, if not all of you. Then we just spent the rest of the day on a quiet note with mostly sunny skies, a little cloud cover sneaking in this afternoon and early evening, but a quiet day all around. And thankfully, we allowed temperatures to warm up after we only topped out near 50 or 51 yesterday. We started in the upper 20s to lower 30s this morning. Thankfully, when the south wind kicked in, we were able to rebound into the 60s, dropping regional in the lower 60s this afternoon. And you can see at last check, with that south wind still in place, we are only just into the upper 40s as we work into the late night. From 7th to Rangeline, skies are quiet. Traffic below running along just fine. On the east side of Joplin, the official numbers for this October 12th of 2019 shows a record high of 91 set back in 1978. We were nowhere near close to that with today's high of 63. Keep in mind, we should be topping out around 73. But our low of 31, it is cooler than our average low of 49, but not quite a record breaker. The official record was still set back in 1909, with that observed low at 28 degrees. At last check at Joplin Regional, we were seeing 48 degrees at the top of the 9 o'clock hour with a south breeze. Even though it's light at 5 to 10 miles per hour, when it gets this cool, you can easily get a wind chill. That's why it feels like 4 degrees cooler outside in Joplin, with the humidity starting to climb back up at 63%. Everybody rebounded nicely after our cold start this morning. Lower to middle 60s for areas along and east of 69. And then you saw even some upper 60s as you work closer to areas like Wichita and Tulsa in our corners of Kansas and Oklahoma. At last check, we were seeing temperatures, turning cool, but better than where we were last night. Instead of upper 30s, we're seeing upper 40s to about 50, 51 degrees all across the board. Again, that south breeze stays with us as we go throughout the course of the night. That means lows only dropping back into the lower 40s. Some of you sneak back into the upper 30s, but no freeze to worry about as we get your Sunday morning started. In fact, we will waste no time warming up again. Mid-50s by 10 o'clock and then pushing at least to 60 degrees by noon on your Sunday. Thankfully, we don't have anything to track for the rest of the night on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. All is quiet in the four-state region until you venture north in the upper Midwest, where you can find any semblance of a storm system capable of a good deal of wind, rain, and even some snow on the cold side of this system. This system in the upper Midwest isn't going to do anything for us. This will stay to the north. But this trailing cold front that stretches just off the Pacific coast and the Pacific Northwest, that will be our next storm system that will work in, but it won't get here until we see this upper-level system kick out of Western Canada and work into the western parts of the U.S. Until that happens, we stay quiet. We stay dry. But we're going to stay cool, if not kind of cold, as we go throughout the rest of the night. Fortunately, nowhere near freezing, but we will have temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Around Joplin, we'll start your morning out around 41 degrees just before we hit sunrise. Then we look nice for the rest of your Sunday to wrap up this weekend. 60 degrees by noon. We'll have an afternoon high around 68. Another good warm-up with that southwest breeze at 5 to 15. In fact, everybody will go at least into the upper 60s, and a few spots closer to Sedan, Newada, Veneta, and Tulsa. You may push 70 degrees before the afternoon is all said and done. So, we are not going to see any rain or thunderstorm chances to wrap up our weekend. We stay quiet for Monday with partly to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures by then will be going back at least into the lower 70s. Then that system out west will work in on Tuesday. So far, it's looking like it's Tuesday afternoon going into Tuesday evening. That is when that storm system will give us our next shot for rain and thunderstorms. It clears out. We stay quiet for Wednesday and Thursday with highs in the 60s. Then we'll see our next storm system materialize off to the west and slowly start to work in as we go into next weekend. It could start with a few thunderstorms on Friday afternoon going into Friday evening. The way things stand, though, we could see better storm chances, more widespread thunderstorm chances, as we see the system really work in as we head towards Saturday. So those are the two storm systems to keep an eye on. Rain chances for your Tuesday, and then our potential weekend system that still wants to line up for next Friday and next Saturday. In between it all, dry time and temperature staying mild. 68 tomorrow, 73 for your Monday. Lower 70s for Tuesday. Then behind that system, a quick dip to 60 on Wednesday. Upper 60s on Thursday. Then, even with some rain chances back in here by next weekend, we should be staying mild with temperatures in the mid-70s. Have a good night. Have a great Sunday.